we will be looking at both Rattata and our first Alolan form, or alternate form, being Alolan Rattata. So, let's go through these stat blocks and let's give my commentary on them. Rattata and Alolan Rattata are both CR a half. So, it's just setting that tone, I guess. He's got 11 AC because, well, if you go over here, defense is all of his stats are low except for speed and I guess attack, which is still low in comparison to other Pokemon, but it's high in comparison to, this 25 special attack. And hit points is quite low, obviously. Got a low hit point stat. 30 foot 35 foot move speed, but it can burrow 30 feet and it can climb 30 feet. Rattata is a rat, and rats can both climb and burrow. And also, the Pokedex straight up mentions it, so why not? You might immediately notice regarding his ability scores that his highest stats are strength and dex. This is because this is just how it is in the games, as you can see. The equivalents being speed and physical attack are the highest, so I just kind of repeated that here. Now, traits. Runaway. In the games, Runaway is essentially just if you click the run button, it always works. There is no run button in Dungeons and Dragons. However, you can disengage. So Rattata can disengage as a bonus action. Guts. In the games, it increases your attacking power if you get poisoned or burned. But I thought I'd take it a bit literally. Because people say, oh, you've got guts to do that, or like, oh, he's got guts or whatever, so I kind of said, oh, he's brave, that's what it means. So I said that if he's frightened, gets advantage on attack rolls instead of disadvantage, which I thought was pretty good. Which is weird. It basically gives him an immunity to the frightened condition, while also powering him up. Hustle in the game is our next trait, and in the game it does a very similar thing to what it does here. Essentially, Rattata has lower accuracy, higher damage. This is all included with the attack, but it is here because I wanted to, mention the fact that, I kind of knew what I was doing with the whole hustle thing. But looking at this now, it kind of does clutter up the stat block a little bit, and it does make it a little bit confusing. So, again, you go over here. Here's my page, the Lake Guardian, in one word. If you look, I will probably fix this. And you can see all of my various other stat blocks, and you can maybe even keep them for your own. You can do whatever you want. And then we have keen senses, which either rat and a lot of animals and stuff get keen senses, which basically just means advantage on perception and investigation. Then his main attack is Hyper Fang, which feels kind of crazy for Rattata to be using, one of the most powerful normal type attacks that there is, but I thought, he's got hustle, so he's biting quite hard. So I kind of want to justify that by giving him Hyper Fang, which does an average of 6 damage, which is pretty high. And now we're going to go on to Alolan Rattata. Alolan Rattata is incredibly similar. I don't know if you noticed, it says here, Rattata and Alolan Rattata have the same base stats, which is really annoying, because, as you can see here, there's no difference with the two of them, which is really annoying. If we're being totally honest here, Rattata, other than the damage resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities, other than that, he has 2 added things from regular Rattata, being dark attacks. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is basically our first case of it. If a Pokemon is Psychic, Fairy, Ghost, Dark, and that's it, basically, or Dragon, then its attacks are considered magical. Um, Also that applies to legendaries and other cases, like if a Pokemon has the ability Scrappy, then their attacks are magical, because that's what it means to me. Anyway, and also has the ability Gluttony, which gives it +10 to investigation and perception check regarding food. Yeah, it doesn't have guts anymore, because this one doesn't have guts, but it does have gluttony instead. I'd argue guts is a much better ability than gluttony is, because +10 to investigation and food checks regarding food. That's a massive bonus, particularly when you include in the proficiencies over here and the keen senses. That's crazy. On average, that's like if we're taking investigation for food, then that's essentially you're getting plus what is basically +23 to your rolls, which is amazing, but how much is that going to come up? It's not going to come up very much, and Guts actually gives you an advantage in a battle. So this would be a cool summon or whatever to find some food, but other than that, yeah, I think Guts is a bit better. Anyway, that's that for today. I'll see you next time with Raticate, and Alolan Raticate.